Good day, everyone, and welcome to the official launch of Nudge Caribbean in Saint Lucia. We are elated to have you here as we unveil this amazing social enterprise. I am Kezia Preville, the country coordinator for Saint Lucia, and I will be your moderator. Today we'll meet our partners, the Caribbean Development Bank and Massy Group. We'll also meet the incredible minds behind the brand and, of course, the talented entrepreneurs. To start us off, we'll speak with the co-founder of Nudge Caribbean and SV People and Culture, Ms. Julie Avey, for a quick overview of what is Nudge. Over to you, Julie.
Thank you, Kezia. It's such an honor to be with you this afternoon. Thank you so much. Thank you to the Caribbean Development Bank. It's a delight to be here representing Massy and also, of course, as a co-founder of Nudge Caribbean. So I'd just like to start by saying that Massy, many of you may know the group, but we're proud of our history, nearly 100 years of being a purpose-driven and values-driven business. And over the last few years, we've really been doing a lot with our leadership team, our management, and our employees to empower and give the space for more of an entrepreneurial spirit across our group, because we do believe that that will allow our frontline staff to truly serve our customers. In that spirit, we had an innovation tournament in May of 2018 where Anya joined me, and we got the pleasure of seeing so much of the talent of our employees showcased with ideas on how we could improve. And that started this idea for Nudge. How can we, a large conglomerate, partner to truly serve our entrepreneurs? From those conversations over many years, we came to this place we're at today. And with the great partnership of Caribbean Development Bank, we've launched Nudge Caribbean, and we are supporting, the aim is to support 150 MSMEs and give them market access through our stores in Massy Stores across the region for them to have the opportunity and the access to our large customer base, really collaborating to serve the entrepreneurs. Why is this so important? It's because the future of our economy, we believe, is through the strength of our MSMEs. So here we are, Massy has the access, it has the privilege of these stores, and we also have the expertise. So not only are we offering the support through giving this market access, but also through the time of many of our retail executives, coaching and mentoring in topics such as supply chain, merchandising, raw material procurement, and things like that to help the entrepreneurs to really be as successful as they can be. That's really what we wanted to talk about this afternoon. In Saint Lucia, we are going to have a market stall at Massy Mega, and we are going to have 10 entrepreneurs that have been selected in Saint Lucia due to their commitment to sustainability and really doing things locally. And those 10 entrepreneurs will be on display in Massy Stores Mega every Friday and Saturday from 9 a.m. until 4, and then on a Sunday from 9 till 1, starting from November the 12th. Another thing is that we're sponsoring ambassadors. So these are basically sales reps who understand the stories of the entrepreneurs, can talk about these stories, and then can make sales on behalf of the entrepreneurs in Massy Stores Mega. So that's an overview of the program. Again, thank you, Kezia. Thank you to all that have made this launch possible. And we're really excited to collaborate with Caribbean Development Bank, Massy Stores, and Nudge, this wonderful initiative to you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Julie. We now hear from Mr. Miguel Almeida, head of the private sector division of the Caribbean Development Bank. He'll let us know how the bank is involved and, of course, how such initiatives benefit the region as a whole.
Thank you, Kezia, for the introduction. Good morning, everyone. I want to begin my remarks this evening by acknowledging the presence of Mr. Martin Dorville, CEO of Massy Stores Saint Lucia, and of Mrs. Julie Avey, co-founder of Nudge and Senior Vice President of People and Culture at Massy Group. It is my privilege to bring greetings on behalf of the President and other members of the management team at the Caribbean Development Bank. As a way of introduction, let me begin by placing on record my sincere thanks to the teams from Massy and Ayoung-Chee Caribbean for their commitment to strengthening the strategic relationship with CDB and their invaluable contribution to the conceptualization and launch of this very important project, Nudge. To my CDB team, Ms. Lisa Harding, MSME Development Unit Coordinator, and to Mr. Samani Moody, MSME Operations Officer, I want also to take this opportunity to thank you both for your efforts in initiating this pivotal partnership, which has contributed to the realization of this project. This launch is a perfect opportunity for us as stakeholders to reaffirm and recommit our support to MSME development, especially now as the region continues to battle the economic and social fallout resulting from the coronavirus pandemic. No country or region has been spared the ravages of COVID-19, either economically or health-wise. Nearly 2 years into the pandemic, our borrowing member countries continue to grapple with its impact, from the challenges caused by needed containment measures such as curfews to the declines in tourist arrivals, which have dramatically reduced revenue in the hospitality and entertainment sectors. The sudden shutdown in tourism has stunted economic activity in the Caribbean, given the heavy reliance of several borrowing member countries on economic activity in this sector. Consequently, the region's gross domestic product contracted by 7.8% in 2020, which is likely to exacerbate income inequality and poverty throughout the region. All is not lost, however, as it is expected that the Caribbean will experience a partial recovery in 2021 and grow by 2.8%. While we have the tools at hand to prevent the worst of COVID-19, the experiences around the world and here in the Caribbean have shown us that recovery will not be a straightforward process. It must be multifaceted. It must take into account the new realities of work, and MSMEs must be part of that recovery equation at every point. MSMEs approximately contribute 50% of GDP and create 45% of the jobs in our region, and hence there can be no recovery without them. Which brings us to this project and the reason we are here today. The bank has approved $320,000 to be made available under the CTCS network program for the Nudge project in Trinidad and Tobago, Barbados, and Saint Lucia. Under the project, entrepreneurs in these countries will get the opportunity not only to have their products displayed in Massy stores, but also to increase their sales and strengthen their capacity to use technology more effectively in managing their enterprises and expand their online marketing presence. As we launch the Saint Lucia phase of Nudge today, we at CDB recognize how critical this opportunity is for Saint Lucian entrepreneurs and indeed for the economy of Saint Lucia, as MSMEs account for a large proportion of all private enterprises' employment and contribution to GDP. The latest data, based on a report on the assessment of the private sector in Saint Lucia undertaken by the Inter-American Development Bank in 2014, indicated that the sector consists primarily of small enterprises. 77% of firms employ fewer than 5 people, and only 1% of firms employ more than 50 people. The sector is dominated by services, specifically tourism, wholesale and retail trade, construction, and financial intermediation. I want to touch briefly on the various measures which CDB has employed in recent times to support MSME development and to specifically help our borrowing member countries mitigate the economic impact of COVID-19. These have included hosting capacity building webinars to assist MSMEs in coping with the challenges of COVID-19, the approval of $600,000 to assist in financing a COVID recovery response direct support grants program, in partnership with the Caribbean Export Development Agency for export-oriented MSMEs, and interventions aimed at unlocking capital to the private sector, including the provision of working capital. The bank is also working with development finance institutions and creative industries consultants in Saint Lucia on a project that will equip managers, loan and business development officers of the Saint Lucia Development Bank and other financial institutions with the necessary knowledge and skills to appraise loan applications for the creative sector projects. In the bank's strategic plan for the period 2020-2024, we note that the MSME sector is a critical area of focus in our region's ongoing efforts to achieve sustainable and inclusive economic growth and to eliminate abject poverty and inequality. Our intention, therefore, is to continue supporting MSME development, improving the business climate across the Caribbean, and giving high priority to financing and promotional initiatives that enhance competitiveness. Additionally, I wish to re-emphasize CDB's commitment to supporting the development of MSMEs in the region. In closing, I want to laud the Massy, Nudge, and CDB teams for taking the lead in this important strategic partnership and hope that this can inspire other private sector players to work with us to strengthen MSMEs in the Caribbean. Thank you very much for your time and have a great day.
Thank you, Mr. Almeida. We truly appreciate the support of the Caribbean Development Bank. And of course, we just can't wait to open tomorrow, November 12th, where our stall will be inside of Massy Stores Mega every Friday and Saturday from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. and of course on a Sunday, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. But if you need another reason to support this enterprise, let's see how Nudge has already changed many lives. Let's have a look.
For me, Micro is Mighty is an affirmation that each individual brand has a story behind it. Every single product has a person behind it. Every single service has a provider who has a story behind it. And so how do we bring those stories to the forefront? How do we reflect the value really and truly? You know, we're sort of a mirror for that mightiness.
Nudge is a platform where we are supporting small businesses to achieve their potential.
In essence, we are aiming to, and we've already begun, to sort of leverage big business resources to support smaller entities and connect the dots between these, you know, currently different worlds, but more and more sort of merging worlds, to be able to harness the incredible amount of talent and skill that this region has.
Imagine a world where everyone knows what makes them great, and there is a structure that allows them to realize that. That doesn't just change their lives, but the lives of everybody around them.
From what I've seen from what Nudge has been doing for me and continues to do for me, is having faith in me. They have given me opportunities that I never even thought I'd be a part of.
You know, during the pandemic, you couldn't do a lot. But just knowing that you had this team working on your side in the background, it was just so comforting to know that, you know, even though I can't sell right now, even though I can't go out to the markets right now, there is a group of people that are waiting for this quickest opportunity to help me.
I see Nudge adding value to Worky and assisting us in our journey, not only through the funding, which we obviously really need as a startup, but also the network and the ecosystem that they are trying to develop.
Our goal of Contemporary Achievement is to transform Laventille into an agricultural hub. Nudge impacted us and the community very positively in that we were able to make a lot more points of contact, and that just allowed visibility throughout Laventille.
As a female entrepreneur, a creative entrepreneur, and a small business owner in many different areas, I've realized that we struggle to be heard. And I think my role in Nudge is to come from that place consistently and remember that the entrepreneurs generally know what they need. So our role is really just to listen and to go back to our resources and our networks and see how can we best serve this community.
This is an opportunity for us at Massy to really live our values. We say we're a force for good, which we are. And I think that as an organization, we always have a duty to give back. We're in a fortunate position to do so, and it's an obligation that we need to fulfill and to live up to.
Nudge's mission is quite large, aspirational, and full of imagination.
There are so many people that have so many things to offer, so much talent in our region that is just ready for the next stage. And there's also so many people with the privilege, with the connection, with the resources to help make that happen.
The Fine in Music program is a catalyst for everyone entering the Nudge program that allows for a new thinking, a reawakening of how they think about their life and their career.
I'm in the technology space and really focused on growing the overall technology ecosystem across the Caribbean. Nudge is building an e-commerce and learning platform. The learning platform really is meant to collate so many of the things that the entrepreneur needs to learn, but it's in so many different disparate places. And so we want to bring together a lot of the questions that entrepreneurs have around various different topics that they can find the answers to them in one place, as well as find mentorship, find partners, find these opportunities to connect with people in a more centralized area.
It's been a true year of discovery this year, laying a foundation in so many important ways, and I think with the incredible amount of support that we've gotten, we get now to really build on that foundation.
The Nudge experience for me has been awesome.
The morals really align with what our morals are in terms of community, food security, environmentally consciousness. We need more of that.
They see the community that's in front of them and they realize the importance of small businesses.
It is a community. There is so much love. I really want to say thank you. Thank you for believing in me. Thank you for seeing the stuff that I didn't see. Continually pushing to be everything that I could be.
Now, this is what Nudge is about, connecting people and partners. Nudge is giving an avenue to entrepreneurs at every stage of development. Interested in being part of the Nudge family? Well, visit nudgecaribbean.com. We're always interested in signing up talented Saint Lucians to join our community. And we're fortunate to be stationed inside of Massy Stores Mega every Friday and Saturday from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. and every Sunday from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Come support the team, the amazing and talented entrepreneurs who are homegrown. But who are the entrepreneurs who make up Cohort 1? Let's have a look. Truly amazing indeed, right? Now we will have some remarks from Mr. Martin Dorville, the Managing Director of Massy Stores Saint Lucia.
Thank you, Kezia. Being part of the Massy family and infrastructure is always a joy, as every day in various ways I see how our company is living out its vision and mission, which find expression in the statement, a force for good. The Nudge program, which was rolled out in Trinidad last year, I think, and then in Barbados in July this year, and more recently in Saint Lucia, where I operate, is a powerful example of how through simple actions we are able to create value and transform life by thinking out of the box and placing our values front and center in that thought process. In Saint Lucia, Massy Stores' commitment to local supplier relations is well known. We have always maintained a high level of support for local suppliers. In fact, we have a special desk manned by a dedicated local supplier coordinator to ensure that there is full-time attention to this important sector. Added to that, we have placed very strong emphasis on agriculture, local produce, and our farmers. You see, as the island's largest buyer of agricultural produce and the leading supermarket retailer, much of what the nation is fed comes from our company's supermarket shelves. Guided by the understanding that good agricultural practices and good agricultural development are directly linked to our store's ability to meet the demands of customers, the company's role has moved on beyond being purely a market for farmers and producers who supply the 14 Massy stores on island. There's a heavy focus on providing some key support structures which are helping to shape the future of agriculture in Saint Lucia, in particular the ability of Massy Stores registered farmers to produce large quantities of high quality, nutritious produce on a consistent basis. Spurred on by national efforts to reduce our importation bill, facilitate diversification, boost investment in local enterprises, and generate more employment in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic, we embrace the opportunity to make a difference for many of the small manufacturers whose products already grace our supermarket shelves. We initiate our very own Massy Stores local supplier promotional campaign as an extension of the national Buy Local campaign that some of you may have heard of. Through this campaign, which ran for 5 months, we featured products, the people, the stories of the manufacturers via a wide range of communication channels, including radio, television, print, social media, and YouTube. And in so doing, we creatively help to further their reach and their audience. In September, we had the privilege of hosting the 6-week Nudge pilot at our mega store. From the onset, it was only natural that the company would back this program, which seeks to provide market access to the micro-entrepreneurs and help them actualize their full potential. From hair products, skin products, natural soaps, scented candles, dolls, jewelry, handbags, to name but a few, the Nudge pilot paved the way for these very micro businesses to get a foot in the door and start their growth journey. Because of how the Nudge program is set up, the opportunities abound, and at every step in the growth journey, the support will be there. The soil, the water, the fertilizer, and other ingredients for blooming will be provided by the Nudge team. And so I want to add my voice in congratulating Julie Avey, Anya, and the regional Nudge team, as well as Kezia Preville, the Nudge coordinator, who is a close friend of Massy Stores. COVID-19 has highlighted the need for us to be more resilient as a nation, and we truly believe that your actions during this crisis will help shape the future. Building foundations for the future is needed now more than ever. Nudge is here and will help create much needed linkages and opportunities for growth and development of small budding entrepreneurs. Working in strong partnership with Nudge and the CDB, Massy Stores is proud to be part of this future for this cohort of Nudge entrepreneurs and the others to follow. Kezia?
Thank you, Mr. Dorville. We are always inspired by Massy Stores' commitment to MSMEs and growing local capacity. To close us off, we hand you over to Miss Julie Avey to thank you for being part of the Massy Stores journey. But before we do that, we just want to remind you again, visit us inside of Massy Stores Mega until December 18th, every Friday and Saturday from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. and on a Sunday from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. We do hope that you enjoy the season. Julie?
Thank you so much, Kezia. Another thing I'd like to add is we are weathering this storm, this economic storm that is facing our region. COVID has really given us many, many challenges, and we are weathering this storm, Massy is, and we believe that we have a duty and a responsibility to support smaller businesses. So that's really part of the reason as well for us doing this, and more collaboration with Caribbean Development Bank, with other private sector entities, can only help strengthen the economic future of our region. Thanks a lot.